Hey guys, it's Chris, and I am here with a react from Amber's video from a few days ago. I know I'm a couple days late. I did watch passively a react to this while I was doing some things, so I heard some of it, missed some of it, but I wanted to give my opinions, especially since it is a weight loss related video. Um, if you are new, thanks for stopping in and watching. My name is Chris. I have a medical background and I also have experience with weight loss and diet and nutrition and stuff like that. So that's where I like to mainly have my reacts to this sort of stuff and to people like Amber. That's kind of where I like to focus. I do touch on some drama, but I mainly try to stick to the health related stuff. And if you're a return guest here on my channel, thank you very much for stopping in again. All right, guys. Anything I say is not medical advice. Have to give the disclaimers. She is sped up for time. If I skip through anything, I will link her full video down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, plus the other stuff I'll be putting out. I just want to get into this, so let's see what Amber has to say. And again, I can't tell you how much she'll enrage me. She probably will at some point.
Hey guys, welcome to week 3 weigh-in. So I'm gonna be honest, this is one of them situations where I was thinking about ending the
Oh, and we might go over a couple of the comments at the end too. I like to do that, but sometimes I forget, but we'll see if I can remember.
weigh-ins, the weekly weigh-ins, because
See this, okay, this bugs me already. I stop a lot, guys. I talk. That's how it is. It's transformation for the video. Um this is one of the things that infuriates me most about Amber is she literally week 3 and she's already talking about quitting her weigh-ins because she's not doing what she needs to do. She just has no staying power and no desire to have any.
I noticed that judgment is keeping me from being as open as I used to be. I know that there's always going to be
It's not just judgment, Amber. It's the fact that you're lying and hiding things and you don't want us to find out. That's what's keeping you from being more open.
judgment, but I just feel like the level of judgment that I receive is off the charts. I've never seen anything like it.
And you bring it on yourself, Amber. You lie, you manipulate, you start trouble, you gaslight, you bring it on yourself.
On any other YouTube video, any other YouTuber, like
Other YouTubers get hate, Amber, but it's hate they bring on themselves. Anything that you have reaped as far as behavior and attitude towards you, it is from what you've sown. So
every YouTuber gets judgment, gets hate, etc. But like it's just insane how bad mine is over things that are very common. As
maybe you should change the type of person you are. That's all I can say about that.
a human being, I make very common mistakes, and it's not that I
Common mistakes like pathologically lying about every little thing and for years about Jade and stuff like that. I mean, I can understand her not wanting to get hate, but it is part of the package if you make yourself a public spectacle.
want to get away with certain mistakes, or like if I other
Okay, here, I'm skipping past this part, guys. It's just her whining.
topics that I've been seeing, whether it be like my Instagram, because I do Instagram Q&As, or I like to post on my community posts, just where I've been seeing certain questions in that realm.
She never really showing us these questions. She just kind of picks what she wants, but let's see.
So I'm going to be answering 5 of those, and then we will get to how my week went. So the first question is, how much have you saved for weight loss surgery? So I think I'm going to keep that private, and the only reason why I'm bringing that up right now is because I do have weight loss surgery update. So when I
And she's not entitled to tell us. I mean, it's January. She just started. We know Amber spends like it's burning a hole in her pocket. I honestly don't believe she probably has anything saved up, if not much at all. I don't think she ever really has intentions of getting it because she does not want to make the changes. But I don't blame her for keeping stuff like that a secret. We don't need to know that.
first, filled out the patient packet and all that, they said that it'll be like 3 to 6 weeks before they will contact me, and we were reaching about 5 weeks, and I was like, okay, not getting anything. But I decided to email them because I didn't want to like call them. They could be busy, they could just check the email whenever they want. So I did email them, and when I emailed them, they responded with, oh, I actually have your packet right here. And they started talking about insurance, and I was like, but I thought you guys don't do insurance anymore for weight loss surgery because that's what they say now for like if you live in Kentucky. And I was just like really confused. So they were like, okay, how about give me a call and we'll talk more about insurance. So I ended up calling and then we talked about insurance a little bit. And then I ended up having to call my insurance company and talking to them.
And FYI, Kentucky does most definitely cover weight loss surgery. Insurances do in Kentucky. When she says that it doesn't, she lies. Most insurances do. There might be the rare occasion where they don't, or they don't cover all of it, but most of them do. The only difference is what your weight loss doctor requires. May be different than your insurance. Your insurance may require additional steps, additional therapy, stuff like that in order for you to qualify, and they may not cover like aftercare as far as like skin removal unless it is medically necessary, which in someone like Amber's case it would be medically necessary if she lost a lot of weight because she would start to have pain and skin breakdown and stuff. But anything she says about insurance not covering it in Kentucky at all is a bull-faced lie.
Long story short, we're still stuck at the spot where it's like my insurance or no insurance in Kentucky no longer covers weight.
And I'll tell you how I know, okay? Because I was being petty and annoying, and there's a little blurb going around about what weight loss clinic she's using. Can't guarantee 100%, but it's speculated. Was looking it up online to see what the requirements were. The phone number's right there. I was sitting here, I was bored, and I picked up the phone and called. And I didn't say anything about Amber or anything. I just said, hi, I just have a question. To get weight loss surgery at your facility, do you take insurance? Oh, yes, yes, we do. She said they absolutely do. And I said, well, but I was informed from a source that weight loss surgery is not being covered in the state of Kentucky by insurance anymore. And the woman who answered said, oh no, it definitely is. In fact, I just had one not all that long ago and it was covered. It is most definitely covered. It just your insurance may require different things, but it may only cover part of it or all of it. Like the coverages are different, but it definitely is covered. And then she proceeded to laugh and say that if no insurance covered weight loss surgery in Kentucky, then all the weight loss surgeries in Kentucky would go out of business because people just don't have that money out of pocket most of the time. So when she says that, it's an absolute lie. And I'm sorry, I'm being petty. She just irks me sometimes. So, and you know how we like to be sometimes when we're petty and we're bored. It took me all of 3 minutes to find that out. So there you go.
Weight loss surgery. So all of that, like I already knew, but I guess that's a new thing. Yeah, it's just reconfirmation on that regard. So she said,
it's a lie, Amber. I just clarified that. We spoke to weight loss surgeons in Kentucky, particularly the one you're rumored to use, and it is most definitely covered.
okay, so after you call
See, like, this is the kind of stuff I don't understand why she lies about. The littlest, strangest things.
Or insurance company and you get an answer, call me back. So I've actually tried calling back 3 times and there has been no answer, which is unfortunate. And I also decided,
conveniently, this weight loss surgery, who's going to want your money, just happens to not be returning phone calls, or they're only not returning Amber's phone calls. This is not the case. I know doctors' offices can get busy. I've worked in a doctor's office, but they do, even if it's non-emergency, within like 24 to 48 hours, do get in contact with you, either by phone or definitely by email.
to just give her another email, and I said, my insurance doesn't cover, so I will be self-pay. So what is the next step? So that has all happened within the last 2 days. So now I'm just waiting for a call back or an email back. Next question is, would you go back on Ozempic now that you don't care about rapid weight loss? Honestly,
here comes her virtue signaling.
no, because there's a massive Ozempic shortage and people with diabetes who has been taking Ozempic for a while.
What Amber really means is Ozempic was actually cutting down her appetite and making her not want to eat, and Amber doesn't want to not eat less. Amber doesn't want to eat less food. She doesn't want to change the type of food she eats. So she quit taking it. That's why she didn't increase her dose. That's why she stopped taking it. She's afraid of being malnourished and under eating. Well, Amber could live on vitamin supplements and water for 9 months and be fine. She's definitely not malnourished. she just doesn't want to give up the food and the massive quantities of it. That's why she's not taking it. But it's for the other people, right?
Aren't able to get the medicine because it's now like a new fad thing. I've heard through the rumor mill, whatever. I've heard that celebrities who are already thin is taking Ozempic. Why? Why? That's really weird. So I would not take Ozempic just because of the shortage. If the shortage was stopped and everyone was getting the medicine they needed, then we can re-talk about it. Third question is, do you have rewards planned for hitting your weight loss goals? I don't, because I have tried to do this in the past where it's like, okay, if I lose 20 pounds.
And I agree with what she said. I did hear this part. I'm sorry, guys. I have a scratchy throat today. Amber constantly rewards herself. Amber does this is her problem. And she doesn't deny herself anything. Not in the means of shopping or food or toys or clothes. Anything Amber wants, Amber buys shamelessly. Um so I'm not against her or anybody rewarding yourself for achieving something, but Amber's like she would lose like 20. Which I'm sorry, but Amber's body is not going to change if she loses 20 pounds. She needs to lose a good 100, 120, 150 pounds to really start seeing some differences. Um, and the other problem is her oftentimes she rewards herself with food, but at least here I give her credit, she's honest and admits that she's going to buy what she wants when she wants. And that's like a big issue with Amber is Amber does not want to wait and work for something. She wants instant gratification all the time. That's why food is so satisfying to her. That's why shopping is so satisfying to her. She doesn't want to wait for anything. You know, she's a queen. She gets what she wants when she wants it, right? She's not like the rest of us poor peasants.
So I can get a new purse. I ended up buying the new purse even before I hit the goal. In the past, I've done like once I'm down 100 pounds, I'll do like a whole hair makeover or I'll get a piercing I've wanted. And I know that's not going to happen because I know that if I want something enough, then
It's
I'm going to get
not
it
going to happen because you're not going to lose the weight.
regardless. Fourth question, what's been your favorite meal lately? Definitely the homemade poke bowls that we have been doing. We've had it a few times now and it's so freaking delicious. I could literally eat it daily. Last question is, do you think
I don't care about her eating that. That's fine. But I'm telling you, this broad needs to cut the carbs out. I mean, the rice, the noodles, the potatoes, the pasta. I mean, her lipedema doctor told her to go on a ketogenic diet for a reason. But again, Amber doesn't want to deprive herself of anything. That's why whenever she says she cares about her health, it's a load of bull. Um, she doesn't. She cares about just food. Food is her happy place.
it's fat phobic that people think Feline is either using you or a feeder? I do.
It's not because she is, or there's a very good possibility. And no, we don't believe this about your other girlfriends. Destiny might have been a little bit of a chubby chaser, if you know what I mean. But Jade has not helped you. You're in no better shape that now than you were when you met her. You're just as heavy. You're not losing weight. Your health has declined, and she chooses to get the takeout with you and orders it or goes and picks it up for you, and you're at the store and she's go, oh yeah, and she's just as like happy about eating all this shit as you are, right? She picks out the snacks and buys the potato chips and the noodles and the and she doesn't ever tell you no. You know, she keeps the stuff in the house too. And I'm not trying to be mean, but let her finish real quick.
Because if I was a normal weight, people wouldn't think that Feline is using me. People wouldn't think that she's.
Because you're not a normal weight, Amber, and that's the thing. And like Ilona on Shakara Transformation said it right. There's a difference between somebody having a little extra weight, a little pudge, being a little chubby, or even just being fat, right? But then there's Amber size. People like Amber size. I mean, I'm sorry. Amber is to the point where she is like massive, and her body is, I'm not trying to be mean and say deformed, but her body is not in a natural human shape at this point. It's very physically hindering. It hinders what you can do, and it's very unhealthy. And I think people who are attracted to poor health are not good people. And let's not even get into the fact that, again, Amber is so limited by what she can do and her mobility and her size that what can you really do with a person like that? Like, unless you're like Amber, if you like to be active and can go out and move and do stuff, Amber can't do anything. She can waddle around the grocery store for a little bit or ride around on the scooty puff for a little bit. But other than that, she can't travel. She can't do anything. All she can do and all she wants to do is sit in her house and eat and order food and think about food and dream about food and then eat more food and then watch her trash TV. You know what I mean? She doesn't do anything. So there's got to be a big conflict of interest with lifestyle.
A fear. And it just sucks because it's like, it's pretty much proving that based on the number on the scale, you guys are making me feel like I'm not valued as a human. Like I don't have worth as a human. Like
Nobody's saying you don't have worth because of the number on the scale, Amber, but it's just a fact of life. You are an unnatural shape and size. It's a difficult obstacle in a relationship.
I don't deserve love.
Nobody said you didn't deserve love. See, now you're just, again, gaslighting, putting words in our mouths. And honestly, you shouldn't even be worried about a relationship. The first thing you should be learning how to do is loving yourself because the way you treat your body, you absolutely hate yourself.
Or that someone.
And Jade doesn't like you either because if she did, she'd be telling you no. She wouldn't be bringing the snacks in the house. She'd be forcing you to stay on. She'd really be on your ass about staying on track.
Can't find me attractive or even just think that I have a good heart because
When she does her makeup and stuff like this, I think she has a pretty face when she does like she has her makeup. Her makeup looks nice. Her hair looks nice when it's done. But you can't fault people for not being attracted to somebody who is literally three, almost four times the average size she should be. That's not unreasonable.
of the number on the scale. And that is very, very fat phobic. And it also goes along the lines of like shallow. It's just like very shallow. It's just
Amber, you're shallow. Everything you like hold dear is very shallow and surface level. You don't talk about any deep subjects. You don't hold any deep-seated values. Even the books you read, the shows you watched are all so shallow and surface level and just like, H3 or whatever the hell it is you watch, a 90 Day Fiance and all this crap. The young adult novels. You don't have any depth.
disrespectful and it just doesn't make sense because there are people out there who do not care about the number on the scale and they find beauty in other things about.
Okay, yes, and that's possible, but let's be honest, you're not even a good person. You're a liar, you're a manipulator, you're a selfish. You know what I mean? Like, your personality isn't even a redeeming quality about you at this point. And yes, people don't worry about the number on a scale to a point, but I'm sorry, when you're a 5'2" woman and you shouldn't weigh any more than maybe max 170, 160 pounds, and you weigh 530 gaining, then yes, people have every right to be concerned about the number on the scale. Oh my god, this pisses me off.
Me, like I'm just gonna use me for
Just victim, victim, victim. Wah, wah, wah. Poor Amber Lynn.
example. Like sure, being 500 pounds isn't beautiful, it's not a beautiful thing, but you can still be beautiful at 500 pounds. I will always forever think that. I don't think I'm beautiful, I don't think I'm pretty at all.
Girl, get the hell out of here. You think that you are the hottest thing. She absolutely feels herself so bad. See, again, a lie. She absolutely thinks she is hot shit.
um, that is what it is, but there are people out there that I have seen at my size who are beautiful who
Yeah, and you can be a beautiful person. Like, I've seen many women your size, Amber, that have beautiful faces. That I've known really big people that have amazing personalities. They're wonderful people. You're not them.
have great hearts and great personality and they deserve love. We deserve love just as much as someone who's 150 pounds. And I just think it's so crazy that just because someone is with me that makes them a feeder or they're using me, I have nothing
Amber, come on. Come on. That's all I gotta say.
to give. They can't be using me. I have nothing to give. By insinuating that Feline is using me or a feeder, you're also insinuating that my exes were that way as well.
No, they weren't because Becky was morbidly obese and Destiny was obese and Crystal was overweight. And I don't think Crystal was a feeder at all. Crystal seemed to be the nicest girlfriend. I think Destiny, being as how she dated you, then dated Dana, I do think she has a bit of a little preference at the very least, which isn't necessarily a problem, but I don't think that they were feeders. And Becky definitely wasn't. Stop dragging Becky, Amber.
Oh, okay. So as for this week, we did the whole takeout thing on Sunday, which was my last weigh-in that you guys saw, and that was not triggering at all. What triggered me, and I mean this from like the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for anything that you guys send me in my PO box. Like it's just so kind that you guys even think of me, whether it's a letter or something you guys saw on Amazon that made you think of me. Like it doesn't matter what it is so sweet. But someone did send me candy bars.
Yeah, Amber, and you could have said, hey, I got candy bars in my P.O. box. Thank you, but no thank you. I had to give them to my neighbors. I had to donate them to the concierge down at the desk at my bougie ass apartment complex. I had to throw them away because I can't have it in my house. But of course, we know she didn't do that.
I don't want to blame this person because it's not the person's fault. Because I could have easily gotten rid of the candy bars, but they massively triggered me. And it was like I had a couple candy bar binges, I'm not gonna lie. And that led into a spiral of
Yeah, Amber, you opened them on camera, and I mean, you literally had your food gasms over this. Like you were so thrilled to get these. And I want to say, whoever, and I've heard this from other people, whoever sent her these candy bars is most definitely a feeder, or she sent them to herself, or it is somebody that just absolutely hates her. Because who in the hell is sending this food addicted, sugar addict, super morbidly obese woman with no self control? Who is sending her 20 some candy bars to try out of the goodness of their heart because they're from Australia? Candy is candy is candy. You don't send this woman food like that because she's gonna do exactly what she said. She's gonna eat them. She's gonna love them. She's gonna binge on them, and then it triggered. She binged on them, and then she crashed and got takeout too and stuff like that, which she shouldn't. She was only supposed to be getting on Sundays, although she wasn't supposed to get it all month. And then she got it several times, I guess, this past week because these candy bars triggered her because she didn't throw them away. Anyone who sends this woman food that is not like broccoli absolutely hates her. That's a horrible person. Whoever you are, you're a horrible person.
binging on other things, ordering takeout, and it was like every other day. It was like
And again, where was Jade telling you no, taking it off of you and saying we're not going to order takeout? No, and where was Jade? She was right beside you doing that creepy, oh, baby, getting freaking God knows how excited watching you eat these things and tasting them with you. I mean, that whole dynamic is absolutely freaking disturbing.
one day I would do really good, next day I was binging. One day I would do really good, next day I was binging. And
Feline should have threw him out the window. Or I've thrown stuff out into the yard that I didn't want to eat for the animals to eat. Like, boom, it doesn't. That's what she should have done.
literally it's a candy bar binge because I don't buy candy bars.
No, Amber, you don't buy candy bars, but I've seen you buy candied nuts, which are just as bad, or protein bars that are basically candy bars. Classroom size box of potato chips. Oh, but good on you. You don't buy candy bars. You buy 5 keto ice creams at once, but you don't buy candy bars.
Obviously there are times where I would love a candy bar, but Feline is like, do you really need one? So having
Does she though? Does she really say that? I don't think she does.
tons of Cadbury candy bars in my pantry was extremely triggering, and I I wasn't strong enough.
So don't keep them in there. Give them to your neighbor. Give them to the front desk. Hell, give them to your mailman. I give them to the freaking garbage. Just don't keep them. Like there are certain things right now while I'm on my weight loss thing that I do pretty good with a lot of stuff, but there's some things. There's like a small list of things that I just absolutely can't have in the house. And even for my son, we can't have them in the house. If he would want them really badly and I was letting him have them, I'd have to find like a little individual serving and get it for him. Certain things I cannot have in my house right now. And Amber definitely, and I have a lot more control than Amber. Amber definitely can't have this shit in her house.
And yeah, and to go back and forth, like one day do so good and next day do so bad, and just like that back and forth was wear and tear on my body. I will tell you that. Like my gallstones.
And see, she's pulling all this crap about her gallstones all the time now. She's really using them as an excuse for stuff. I don't doubt that she has like problems with many of her organs, but I don't think these gallstones are as bad as she says. Because let me tell you, I had problems with my gallbladder, and I was sick as hell, and they are excruciatingly painful. Um, I don't think hers might not be as bad as she says, but they're definitely not triggered by rapid weight loss and extensive weight loss. Not in Amber's case, because she didn't lose weight rapidly and she didn't lose an extensive amount of weight. And they weren't caused, guys. Sorry, I'm a keto dieter. I'm a keto pro. I've coached people on low carb. Keto does not cause gallstones. You can absolutely do keto and low carb and stuff just fine if you have a bad gallbladder, no gallbladder, two gallbladders, whatever the hell you have. You can do it.
I was feeling ill. I really truly was. And it's crazy because like I wasn't having much gallstone pain for like a few years. Like it was rare. And then ever since I took Ozempic and I was losing weight and I was losing more weight.
Yeah, it was the Ozempic, not your absolutely trash diet that's giving you the gallstones.
And it was like I was down like 106 pounds, whatever. I don't know if like my gallbladder just like got triggered. And ever since then, it's like whenever I binge like really bad, I feel ill. And a lot of the times it doesn't happen. There are several different types of binges. Like the one that I have been having most is like the type where it's like I don't even get ill. I don't get full. I could eat so much and it's like never ending. How does my stomach expand that big?
Your stomach expands, Amber, because no joke, your stomach is probably ginormous. I mean, your stomach is supposed to be the size of your fist. And I would not she's eaten so much massive quantities of food and all of her portions are so huge for so long and most of her life. I wouldn't be surprised if Amber's stomach wasn't the size of I'm trying to think of something for reference. Her stomach could easily be the size of like a volleyball, at least. I mean, it's probably insane. So I have no doubt her ghrelin and leptin levels are definitely out of whack. Her insulin and shit's probably is definitely out of whack, and she probably gets massive blood sugar spikes, and it's just physically hard to fill up a stomach that big. So I have no doubt that she feels a lot of actual hunger, but she has to be willing to be okay with feeling a little hungry to start getting things moving in the right direction.
Big. But I noticed after taking Ozempic and after stopping, I have just been getting like super sick from binging. And it's like sometimes not even like me being sick like that stops me because I mean, that's the issue, binge eating disorder. And a lot of people have.
Amber, I really don't think you have binge eating disorder. I have binge related eating disorders, and I really think she's just a massive overeater. She's just an overeater. She doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I think she has binges, but I think it's generally she's just an overeater.
Have been like, are you sure you're a binge eater? Or are you just like addicted to
That's what I think.
food? And
Just my opinion, people. I'm not diagnosing.
I'm like, can it be both? I don't really know. I know with trying to get weight loss surgery, I know I'm gonna have to see a psychologist, and this is a whole other subject because I already have one, but I'm not.
Yeah, she's a Hayes psychologist, and you staying with her, and I don't know why you stay with her because she tells you not to restrict and to give in to your cravings. And I know for somebody with anorexia, that type of intuitive eating might be good advice, but for somebody like Amber, it is not. She absolutely has to restrict, and now she's saying, "I don't believe in restriction. I don't want to do." She has to restrict. She has to. She can't keep eating 4 or 5 thousand calories a day and lose weight. And they're telling her, give in to her. Amber, some people, like some of the things I have to like watch, I can't have just a little bit. I have to have none. Amber cannot regulate herself. She can't have just a little bit of stuff. That's why the candy bars, the chips, that stuff's a bad idea. She will just overdo it. So them telling her this stuff is very actually poor advice for somebody like Amber, who clearly has no self control in any aspect of her life.
Not going to be able to see the one that I have anymore, and I will explain that in a future video. I do not want to get into that right now because it actually makes me really sad. But by trying to get weight loss surgery,
because what, you have to see a psychologist that's gonna and a dietitian that tells you, yeah, you need to quit eating all that shit, and you need to eat a little bit less and to put the damn fork down. That's what you need to hear.
I'm gonna have to see a psychologist.
I'm sorry if I'm extra snarky today, guys. My throat's a little sore, and I'm just a little. I didn't sleep too much last night, and I'm feeling a little cranky today.
Just who specializes in bariatric patients, and I think they're going to be able to see more like.
That's what you should have been seeing from the beginning, Amber. I mean, and I don't believe that she didn't know this place she was going to was Hayes, because they post that shit all over their websites. Like, they make it clear. And she could have stopped seeing them and looked for a new one when she found out they were Hayes. But no, she's continued to supposedly see them for a year or so.
What is really the issue? Is it binge eating? Is it food addiction? Is it both?
It's a very, at the very least, both.
And I think I'm really going to take advantage of this whole weight loss surgery.
But you're not, because you don't listen to what they say. You never listen. You could have had weight loss surgery years ago, but you refuse to listen to the doctors. You refuse to do the actual work and be honest with your therapists. Um, so you don't get anywhere unless you're willing to really take a hard look at yourself and go, wow, I'm not this wonderful, perfect, amazing person I claim to be. I have issues, and I'm a jerk, and I'm a liar, and I am a bit of a narcissist, and I've been a bad person. I need to change that. Until you're willing to, I just like to glutton myself. Until you're willing to be honest about those things, nothing is ever going to help. Nothing.
Surgery path I'm going on, because that is what I feel like is ultimately what is going to change my life. And right now, obviously, I couldn't go into the knife with the way that I binge. It's not going to happen.
Not even with the way you binge, Amber. Just your food portions in general are too huge. Plus, you have to change the food, which go back to basically about a ketogenic diet. Very low calorie, high protein, lower fat, lower carb. You could have been so far ahead on that right now. So it's not just cutting down the amount of food. She has to absolutely change what kind of food she eats, and she just doesn't want to.
Because I need to be able to get in the right headspace and the right mind frame before I do that. And I don't know if that's going to take me a couple weeks or a couple months or a year. I don't know, but we're going to figure.
And Amber, it also doesn't help that you don't have supportive people around you. You have no friends. Your family barely associates with you, and Jade is not here to help you with this. So she needs supportive people in her life, not Jade.
Figure that out. So as for my weigh-in, last week I was 514.6. This week I was 515.8. I was only up 1.2, and I think it's because I was going back and forth. One day I was.
Okay, but Amber, it's not only up 1 point something. My throat is so scratchy. I'm so sorry, guys. To be maintaining your weight at 514 pounds is astonishing. And you have to actually work to do that, because she has to be eating at least 4,000 calories a day. I'd say 3,500 to 4,000. But to gain, even if it's a pound, you're still eating such a massive amount of food that it's selfish. She could absolutely eat a little bit less and still be eating a metric ton of food and lose weight. So there's nothing that excuses it, and she's getting ready to completely excuse it.
Doing great. Next day I wasn't. One day I was doing great. Next day I wasn't. If I would have had a whole week at a horrendous rate of just binging or like overeating or whatever, I would have been up so much more weight. So it's like, as much as the yo-yo of it all made me feel like crap, I'm almost.
But that's basically what it was, Amber. I mean, you really haven't accomplished anything.
Grateful it was a yo-yo and not just like a full-fledged binge week.
Don't be grateful it was a yo-yo and it wasn't a full-fledged binge week. I mean, she pats herself on the back too much. She needs to start being a little harder on herself.
Because that would have been very bad. So yeah, I'm up 1.2. I should be down about 5 pounds right now if we're doing based on my goal here, or like a little over 4 pounds.
And I don't even know if she is 515. Like, she could be a little more. She's looking pretty big. These women that don't get on the scale or don't like record it or take pictures or something, it's really hard to believe. But I mean, I'm sure she's around that.
I'm only down about 5 pounds, so I'm still like there where my goal needs to be. So I'm happy about that, but still, like, I could have done so much better. But
anytime something triggers her or she's upset about something, she's going to find an excuse to binge. She's going to find an excuse as to why the doctor is wrong and she's right and they don't know what they're talking about and she can't do it. Even without weight loss surgery, if she made some changes, Amber could lose 150, 200 pounds this year on her own just by making very small changes. There's going to be excuses, guys. I told her that her goal for this year, yeah, she absolutely needs to lose weight, but she's doing so poorly. Her goal really should be just to not gain. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if she was this size or bigger this time next year. And I don't wish that for her. I'd love to see her do better.
Those candy bars, they really did something big.
Okay, but they're gone now. They're the past. Get over it. You can't keep using them as an excuse to 1, 2, 3 weeks later. Like it's gonna be July and she's gonna be like, oh, those damn candy bars. No.
Biggest trigger food, I feel like, is just like straight up candy bars. Like,
Everything's your trigger food, Amber. You said broccoli triggers you, yet I never recall seeing you binge on a frickin' buttload of broccoli. Everything triggers this woman.
oh my God. They were delicious though. So thank you to the person who sent them to me. But I'm just gonna let this be known right now. Just don't send me food in
Yes, please. Whoever the hell did that, you're an asshole. Um,
my PO box because it is triggering.
okay, that's all she says. I'm gonna let this one go for now. Maybe let's just check out. We can check out a couple of the comments. We'll sort by top comments. Her quitting Ozempic because of her gallbladder and twisting it to say she doesn't want to take it away from diabetics is so insane. Yes. As someone who has been in ED programs, if you haven't been able to walk your way through a trigger by now, then you need to find someone that is 100% more qualified to teach. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Usually I'm a strong defender, but my goodness, she walked out on a binge eating program because she knew better. They said eat intuitively. She said they were wrong. She then said weeks later, I'm just going to eat intuitively. Yeah, that's Amber for you. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the names of these people. I'll give a few more. This Anna S says, if you are so triggered by candy bars, why don't you just throw them out or gift them? Have Jade hide them. I know it's hard, Amber, I know, but you gotta take accountability and stop making excuses. Your life is in your hands, and clearly there are options even if you can't control yourself. And don't get me started on what you can do outside of that. It's choices, Amber. Perfect. Plano Lyrian said, so Amber was on her Insta all week lecturing people about how she only ordering out on Sundays and 2023 is going perfectly. Meanwhile, she's been going on chocolate and takeout binges the whole time. Yep. Megafect said I started these weekly weigh-ins this year with her and I'm down 8 pounds. Good for you. JM said 20 seconds in, and I had to stop and check to see if I've seen this one already. How many times has she gone back and forth with the I don't want to be open because of judgment to I like being so raw and transparent with you guys, so I keep sharing. Yeah, this is so true. Belle says my audience makes me feel so bad about my body, and they're so fat phobic, and everyone is mean to me because of my body. So I will be answering 5 questions about my body sent in by you guys. Very true. Maya Call says Amber Lynn says the worst trigger foods for me are like straight up sugar. Also Amber Lynn. My psychologist and I agree that I don't have specific trigger foods. I'm just triggered by all foods. Joe Van Weedler says Amber not doing weigh-ins anymore. What a total shocker. That only happens every single January. um, and we'll do one more. We'll end it here with Christos Zenobesis. Says that fan was so sweet for sending her all that candy. Literally like gifting an alcoholic drink to someone with issues with alcohol. Such a supporter, but at least they're not fat phobic. Oh, here. I'll do one more because I just want to read this one. It's somebody named You says, girl, honestly, because this is true. Girl, honestly, someday you're going to actually have to take accountability. Nobody ate those candy bars but you. If you can't control yourself to try one a day, you aren't ready for weight loss surgery. Exactly. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to be putting out some other content, reacting to other creators, a lot of FA stuff, maybe some diet stuff. Might record something today. I'm going to be doing some vlogs. I haven't really been going anywhere and doing too much that's exciting and interesting. I've been getting stuff set up to get back to work. I work for myself at home. So I've just been doing that. But there will be some vlogs and updates. And I am going to post an update video coming up here. I'm doing Carnivore January. I'm going to update how that went and what I did and my progress and stuff like that. probably at the end of the month, but I may touch base on it soon. But anyways, thank you guys for liking and subscribing and watching and all that. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.